Men, I don't need to explain to you how navigation works. Most of you guys, you rely on navigation every week of your life. And so what do? You take your phone, you plug in a destination, it gives you a route, and then you hear that voice of Siri giving you constant feedback about how to arrive at your destination. Now, we know how that works. Here's something most guys don't understand. We don't realize that internally, we also have a navigation system, that our hearts have all been programmed to lead us to a particular destination. And the funny thing is, most of us have not even chosen these for ourselves. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you grow up in a typical middle-class family. When you are a child, what do you get praised for? When you do things well, when you achieve things. You go to school, and when do you get good grades? If you do your assignments right. If you're on a sports team, you get praise and acclaim the more success that you have. Now you follow that trajectory, and what happens by the time you're a teenager, by the time you're in your 20s? Your heart has been programmed to think that your value as a man depends upon success and achievement. And so from then on out, whether you want to or not, all of the time your heart is prompting you that direction of seeking the worth that you think is found in success. Now, guys, once you appreciate that you have an internal navigation system, then you can appreciate the greatest challenge affecting Christian men. The reason most of us get stuck in our growth. And the reason is because our hearts have been programmed for the wrong destination. And it differs man to man. Some of us are pursuing success, others of us are pursuing fitness. Some of us just want to experience life or have lots of adventure. Others of us just want peace and comfort. But the thing is, if you were to look into the heart of your typical Christian man, the reason he's not spiritually growing is because he loves a whole variety of things more than Jesus. Now, that leads us to the million-dollar question for spiritual development. How do you change your heart? How do you change what you love? Because love always wins. You need to appreciate that willpower can never overcome love. Love will wear down your willpower. So if you are trying to push yourself toward holiness, but what you really love is, again, success or achievement, well, over time, you're not going to pursue holiness. You're going to be pursuing the accolades or the promotions in the workplace. So how do you change what you love? Men, the answer is in our hymn. This is why we're memorizing When I Survey. What the hymn tells us is it all begins by pausing and gazing. That's what survey means, gazing upon the cross. And when you reach a state of bewildered awe, when the spectacle, it does not make sense, you can't process what's happening, you do not understand why the eternal God would pour out his blood and his love in his life on your behalf, as you struggle with that thought, well, guys, something begins to happen. The more you see it, the more the gravitational pull of your heart begins to shift. The more your heart begins to get programmed toward a different destination. And guys, once you begin to love Christ more than anything else, well, the disciplines, the habits, the struggles, the sacrifices, they're not so costly. They're not pulling you away from what you desire. They're actually the means toward arriving at your deepest aspiration. So guys, your assignment this week is to continue to memorize the hymn and to focus this week on the second stanza. Now, let me warn you, if you don't do the work, you're not going to get the benefit. It's not enough just to think about the hymn. Memorize the hymn, and after you've memorized, then begin to meditate on it. And if you will allow these words to brew in your heart, well, guys, what's going to result is that love, that thermostat, is going to be increased. And so, guys, here it is. Forbid it, Lord, that I should boast, save in the death of Christ my God. All the vain things that charm me most, I sacrifice them to his blood. Memorize it, think about it, and allow these words to stir your heart with new desire and new love for the one who gave himself for us. Guys, get it done.